Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is part 2 of the Prison Architect build series. In the last episode, we got everything straight to try to get ready to actually have prisoners, and we're gonna get prisoners this time in this episode. But one thing that we're also going to do is make sure that the prisoners are going to be okay. So I got some things set up here. I got some things in mind. We started building this building out right here. I think most of this is going to be staff area, with the exception of this part right here. This is going to be a parole room. Now, the goal initially is to try to get money, and the best way to try to get money is by going to your intake, and you want to turn down everybody but minimum. Now, here's the thing about minimum. You do not get a lot of money up front, as you can see here, but what happens is the minimum, they get paroled. They get paroled a lot faster, and every time they actually make a parole, you get 3 G's, and that's kind of what I want to do with this. I want to make sure that that I can start getting people in and out, so that I can get my so I can start getting some more money, so I can start building some other things. As far as grants go, we have the long-term investment on right now. We are going to do cell block A, and I don't know which one I'm going to do first. I can do security procedure, or I can do prisoner acclimatization. I don't know if that's how you say it. I can do that one, but that requires me to make other rooms for them to work, and we're not there yet. The Reform Through Education initiative is really difficult. It's super difficult because you can make the classrooms, and you can get them to pass the foundation education course, but getting one person to pass the general education course is really difficult, especially if you're using minimum security prisoners. Because they come in and out so fast, it's hard to keep them around long enough to do that. So we won't really be able to pull that one off until we have medium or max. So first things first, I'm gonna change this holding cell. We're gonna go to rooms, and instead of it being a holding cell, we're going to change this to a dormitory. Now, by changing it to a dormitory, we now have a setting for how many prisoners we can hold, which is the dormitory is cool, but it's not necessarily the best. You're gonna get a lot of complaints about privacy and such. But once we get the prisoners in here and we start making a little bit of money, we're gonna start building cell blocks, more than likely here and maybe across. Building the cell blocks across here. That way we're gonna create a path for our dogs and such to walk around to try to keep them from escaping. But we'll get to that in a minute. That's not for right now. Do I have enough? I do have enough room to put them in the back, because I have an old school way that I used to do it, and the old school way might still work for this. So, all right, so we're gonna unpause it so that they can finish doing what they need to do, and that's going to require an entrance. So we're going to go to objects. We're going to go to staff door, and we're going to put a staff door right there. And that's going to be our storage. That's going to be our storage area where they're going to put all of the. Oh, I can't put the walls in yet. So I'll wait till that's done. Once they have the door in and once they get the rest of that taken care of, I'll have what I need. Oh, I didn't put a filing cabinet in here. So it's not really a full office. So once that filing cabinet is there, then that will be his office. All right. So here, we need to put in a parole room. The parole room is crucial to making money right now. How big does the parole have to be? Does that work? Technically, I can put 2 in here. Hold on. It has to be 5 by 5, so it has to be at least 5 wide. Why is it not giving me that? Oh, because I was paused. I'm going to put a space in, and I'm going to put 2 parole rooms in. And you can put your parole rooms in the same room. It's probably a good idea, especially for security, because the parole room has a tendency, if they get denied parole, they do have a tendency to kick off. So we're just going to put a regular door here so that the prisoners can come do their paroling and get that over with. Actually, I should go ahead and put the visitors tables in. It can be sideways. And that's all you really need for the parole room. And I'm going to need to get some power out here. So go to utilities, electrical cable. And we're just going to, should I run it down? I'm going to run it straight down the middle here. So all those lights and everything are taken care of. I am going to, for right now, I am going to put 1 more medical bed in. I really should fire one of the doctors, but it'll be all right now. We still got a little bit of money. Another one of the notebook pages. Now, for this episode, I'm going to try to keep it a little bit shorter. The other episode where I was trying to do everything was just a little bit too long. And so, what else do we need? I think we pretty much have everything except for, I need some chairs in here so they can sit down and watch TV. For now, we won't have a lot of prisoners, so I will just put 3 here and 3 there. And I do want to put some weights benches. Actually, that's a good idea. Put some weights benches into the yard. Just for them to have something to do, and then I'm gonna put a couple of benches in for them to sit down, because a lot of times in the yard, a lot of people don't want to do the yard, so they just kind of sit down and just kind of chill out until it's time. I think what I'm going to do, another thing that I want to do, I want to dismantle these beds and I want to put in bunk beds. And dismantling, instead of like destroying or dumping, it actually keeps them around. They're just going to put them in the storage, and by them putting the beds into storage, whenever you go to make something else with the beds, they'll actually have it to use. For room, actually objects, I'm just gonna put a door in here because I'm getting ready to seal the storage off. Now the storage might be too small at first, but we'll get there. We'll get it. So I think we should go ahead and I really think we should go ahead and just hire some people. I mean, to bring in some prisoners. Oh, I need to put in my thing first. I need to put in the bunk beds. And I'm pretty much going to put the bunk beds in just like how I did before. But since I'm using a dormitory, you can see every one of these bunk beds is doubling my capacity. And because I went over 15, now that settled that grant. So I got another 20,000. So I know a lot of people have different ways to do this. I am more partial to filling the capacity. That's the reason why I changed it from a holding cell to a dormitory, so that it actually gave me a capacity. And then when I just say fill capacity, when someone leaves, when someone gets let go, or if someone gets parole or something like that, then it will automatically know to replace it to fill your capacity and just keep everything moving. So, all right, so the prisoners will be here in 6.5 hours game time. And I want to expand this hallway to go around, and I also possibly I want to put I put another door on this side so the staff can go through the staff room and the canteen. I think I'm just going to do that first. So let's go ahead and build a foundation, a brick foundation. And going over this part right here will get rid of this wall. And I want to put it up to this wall so that it'll include the bottom wall and the side wall into this. Because this is the area where I'm going to start to build cells. And then I'm going to take this hallway all the way around it. It's almost time for us to get prisoners. And then I'm gonna need to put a security room. You know what? Let's work on that now. I'm gonna get rid of that door. I just needed a door just in case they walled themselves in with building this wall for the storage. So let's go to rooms. I really wish this was in alphabetical order. Like, it is such a pain. It's really, really, really a pain. I'm going to build the security here. I'll wall this in and put an armory in, and then I'll probably put my dogs somewhere else. I typically like to keep them in the same kind of area, but for this, it's not quite going to work out how I want to. So I need an office desk, a chair, and a filing cabinet. That's cool. I can do that. Objects. Chair. Office desk. A couple of filing cabinets for the security purposes. and we need to dismantle this door so that we can put a sturdier door in. All right, since the prisoners are coming, now all of these doors, the doors that have been open this whole time are going to close. And we also need to run power through here. We need to get some power that way. I think I'm going to just do that for now and do that for now. See, the way all of these doors are wide open, that's because it's still the prisoners aren't here yet. Once the prisoners get here, then everything is going to change. Now for deployment, I need to change some more of these areas to staff only areas. So we're going to make all of this staff only, that's staff only, this area is staff only. I can't make the whole outside staff only yet. And you change the different sections by pressing this, and then the boxes are already lit. So if I wanted to make, like, I don't know, the dormitory staff only, you just click it and it makes right clicking it turns it off. And for now, until I have someone scheduled, I'm gonna make the kitchen staff only also. I think I fired my cooks. Yes, I did. Let's go ahead and get some cooks. And you can see now they're bringing the prisoners in, and they're shaking them down, patting them down, and everything. Another thing I need to do is change my, is it policy? Yes. All right, so for right now, I'm going to set every time they do something stupid, they're going to get searched. When they have individual cells, I'll have it so that it searches the cell also. But for right now, it's not necessary, because if they're all living in a dormitory, as soon as one of them get hit up for something, they'll all the whole thing will get searched over and over again, and then they'll start getting pissy. You'll know what's going on because this is kind of a temperature meter, and the temperature meter will go up when shit's really about to kick off. So and then for everything, with the exception of luxuries is just getting a lockdown. Everything else is going to be solitary time. I'm sending them to solitary for everything. Now the question is, did I build a solitary? I did not. So we need to build a solitary. You know what? I don't think a solitary is necessary right now. I'm gonna change everything to lockdown. I'll switch everything back over once I actually build a solitary. Because the thing about solitary is freaking expensive. Because the solitary doors are like $500 a piece. At least it'll just keep them in the cell. As of right now, they'll still be around other people, which is okay, but it's not ideal. So somebody got some drugs found, and you see they searched them, and they changed their clothes and everything, and after they change the clothes, then they take them to this holding cell. Now, one thing I want to do, even though I have these doors here, I want to lock them open. There's no reason for them not to be open, to get into like the canteen and the shower. those are just places where things tend and here for the yard, those are just places where things can kick off, and you can keep them open. But if you have to like make everybody go back to their cells with a bang up or something like that, then you can just press bang up and they will automatically close. I need to start getting intelligence. I need intelligence so that we can try to figure out what's going on. And I'll get land expansion later. I got all of this stuff. I'll get surveillance. I'll go ahead and pay for the dogs, and I'll pay for the armory now, even though we probably won't deal with those until later. With intelligence, you can tell because they actually have traits. They have a bunch of different traits. And what you want is to be able to find those traits, especially if they are an ex-cop or an ex-prison guard. Apparently that dude wanted to escape. He thought he saw daylight, so he was going to try to escape. But I got these doors here. I do need to deploy, and I need to set some guards to be in certain areas. I need a guard there all the time, and I'm gonna need a guard in parole. Actually, until I start having paroles, when they start telling me that someone is available for a parole, that's when I'll assign someone to that. And then I'll start doing the drawn out walking patrols sometime later. And I'll just have somebody just walking these halls for now. I'm gonna need more guards. I'm definitely gonna need more guards. But that will come with the security procedure. I might as well just go ahead and do this. And I'm gonna need a guard deployed there, and we need to hire more guards because with what they have assigned duties, there's not a whole lot of them around. All right, so they just needed me to hire 10, and then they said assign 3 guards to patrol routes. So how you do the patrol routes? You go to deployment, you go to guard patrols, and I'm going to put 1 guard here just in case someone does make it to try to escape. And then I'm just going to have guards walking these. I'm going to have guards walking these halls. So that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And that grant is completed. We got more money.